going on, guys? Back at it with the comeback journey. Got my boy Jesse here with me.
What's up?
We worked together at Costco for a while, and I haven't seen him in a few months, so I hit him up and was like, "Yo,
It's been a minute.
trying to get on this." Yup. How you been?
Good, man. Good. Just working,
Yeah, you're one of the few that still have a job.
One of the few, but working hard. Lines outside of Costco. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And you said they're paying everybody extra who works there.
Yeah, so right now they're giving everyone a $2 raise if you're still working. If you take time off and you want to take vacation during this time, you don't get that $2 raise, but if you're working, you get a $2 raise.
That's solid.
It's cool. So top out, you get $28. If you're a supervisor, you get $30, $31. So
Pretty solid.
and managers are salary, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They'd probably just stay the same.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. So okay, I want to get a little backstory about your life, and then we can just chit chat after.
Okay.
So we're in San Diego right now. Were you born here?
I was not. I actually was born in Los Angeles, California. For those people who think I brought over the corona, I was born in America, y'all. I was born in America, y'all.
How was your how long were you in LA for?
I was in LA till I was about 5-6 years old, and then I went to go live with my mother in Hawaii, and my stepdad lived in Hawaii for about 4 years, and then made my way up to Seattle, Washington for about 10-13 years or so for a majority of my life, and I have now been in San Diego going on 7-8 years.
Ooh, I didn't know you lived in Hawaii.
Yeah.
How was that?
That was my childhood, man. It was awesome. It was awesome, man.
There's a Hawaiian food spot out here called Chris's Ono Grind.
Ono Grinds is good. You got the one next to Mesa College.
Okay.
Which is pretty good too. But growing up in Hawaii, school lunches, your typical school lunches in America, Hawaii, you got mac salad, rice, and pork.
That sounds bomb.
Yeah, you got juice, no milk. That was a Hawaiian plate lunch for school. It was awesome.
Man, that mac salad though.
Yeah.
Fire. So you said you were in Seattle most of your life.
Yes, sir.
How was that? Because my brother lives up there and it's cold and rainy all the time.
When I was younger, you kind of adapt to your situations real quick. So It was cool though. Don't get me wrong. The first thing I caught in Seattle was the flu. I had never, growing up in California and Hawaii, I'm outside all the time, shorts and a t-shirt outside playing. I go to Washington. I remember I dressed in a Hawaiian shirt and short pants on the plane from Hawaii. I got off. It was the middle of winter in I want to say 95, 96 or something. And it was just 15 degrees. And I was just freezing. A week later, I caught the flu. I didn't like it. I hated it. But, as I got older, I learned to love it. Snow, 4 seasons.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's the thing is San Diego, we have great weather, but we don't have any seasons,
See, that's where as you get older, you understand that the gray skies all the time, and really you get 2 months of sun. You get 2 months, 60 days of sun. That kind of gets to you as you get older.
I bet.
That kind of gets to you. So, the thing I love about California is they kept the best season and said, fuck the 3 other shitty seasons. We're just going to keep the best season, So.
All right, so are you an only child? Do you have any siblings?
Only child.
Only child?
I've had step siblings, but nah, they weren't really part of my life. So
no?
Only child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 brothers, and I have a couple friends that are an only child, but I don't really see a whole lot of difference in the way that people interact, whether they have siblings or not. But there's one kid I went to high school with. He was real strange and weird because I think due to the fact that he just stayed home all day and he didn't have any siblings.
Mm-hmm.
But you seem like a reasonably well-adjusted person. You know?
Well, I bet that kid's really just thriving right now.
He probably is.
He's thriving right now. He's laughing at all of us saying, haha. But I was always a kid that liked to go outside and play. Don't get me wrong. I love to play my video games and I love my alone time, being an only child. But I was always a kid that like right after school, I wasn't the typical Asian. I didn't do my homework. I went outside and played. I threw my book bag in, went outside and played for hours until the street lights came on, came
Old
home,
school.
ate dinner, never really did my homework much. I was never a scholar, y'all. So like for all the Asians you know, I go against every stereotype that you know. I did better in English than math.
Oh man.
Right?
So, and you're bilingual, right?
I am.
Fluent in Korean.
I am.
We went to a Korean barbecue for her birthday. Was that last year or the year before? It was last year, right? I can't remember.
All the days kind of seem the same, right?
I can't remember.
But yeah. No, it was last year because it was out like after a rave.
Oh yeah, after
I had just come
EDC.
back from- yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember we went to Korean barbecue and I just like walked in and you just ordered everything in Korean. And you were like, okay, eat this. I had no idea what we were getting, but like it was bomb.
So, if you go into any foreign restaurant and you speak their language, you will 100% get waited on better, just better customer service. They'll probably hook you up with better food. So if you can do it, do that.
Yeah.
Do that.
I haven't been back since. That's the one and only time I've ever eaten Korean barbecue.
I would say let's do it again, but I don't know when this.
Yeah.
I don't know when
Probably not for a little while.
this is gonna happen. So yeah.
But I'm down to go again. It's bomb. That pork belly though.
I'm telling you.
Fire.
Fire.
Okay, so no siblings. When you, how old were you when you moved to San Diego?
Oh man, I was 20. I want to between 23 to 25, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
I think like 24, 25. I
Okay.
want to say.
Did you go to college at all? Did you?
I went to one semester at Mesa College, but I was still considered a non-California resident. So for 3 units, I had to pay like $2,500, and that just pretty much just wiped out all my savings or anything that had to do with money. So yeah, I went to one semester. I got 3 A's and a B. But after that, that's pretty much the end of my schooling career.
Yeah, I went to community college too, Grossmont Community College for 3 semesters. I was like the kid that was like hotboxing blunts in the car before class and like you know, like occasionally like doing lines in the bathroom in school, and like I went for 3 semesters and then I was like, I'll take a year off.
It's pretty much like high school all over again, right?
Right, yeah. And I never went back. Now I'm like, I don't know. That's a big commitment.
Well, especially now because we're older, we have bills to pay. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I know for you listening, that's an excuse, whatever. But as you get older, you get more responsibility, and it does get harder to go back to school. So for you young kids, just finish it.
Dude. So my little brother's finishing SDSU in May, and his graduation ceremony is postponed until December.
Well, I heard that they're gonna still do like online graduations. I guess like with the camera.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how exactly they're doing it, but man, that sucks. And like,
did he finish his finals and everything?
I don't know.
That's the thing, because
I haven't talked to him in like 2 weeks, so I don't know.
Like the school year kind of like ended so abruptly. Like I think it was like right before all the test time. I think some tests were done. Like I know everyone's not ready to, ready to graduate, didn't finish finals, what have you.
It's crazy, man. It's like, that's like I didn't even like consider that stuff, you know. Like I heard, like I was at work one night and they were like, oh, this is the last game for the NBA season, and like they're canceling spring training and March Madness and all this, and like I didn't even consider like, what about the kids that are about to graduate from school, like their senior year of high school, their senior year of college, and like now they don't even get that, you know. I mean, they do, but like it's not the same.
You're talking to a person who loves sports and just
you're like a sports fanatic, bro.
Just imagine your collegiate career, because it's so hard to be a college athlete because you have so much studying to do for whatever sport you do and training, and then you have your schooling that you have to do, so you get double duty. So imagine doing that all year long and
or for all 4 years.
All 4 years,
at the end.
you know, excuse me, and like you're like just right at the finish line, and all of a sudden, boop, it's gone.
Yeah.
Just what's like the meme, and it's gone. But like, just imagine all that work you did.
Man. Like, especially like with the Aztecs, they were doing really well this season.
Yeah, I talked to a lot of San Diego fans, but they tell me that's pretty much what San Diego sports is. Like, you have a great team, and all of a sudden, it's just gone.
Yeah.
You know, again, I didn't grow up in San Diego, but I've lived here long enough to know that that's generally what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, I grew up in Seattle, man. Before the Seahawks won the Super Bowl, what do you think? Yeah, Seattle was awful. Always choking the big game.
Go Hawks.
Always. Go Hawks. Go Hawks. And Russ we trust.
Yay. Okay, so so you and I, when we first met at Costco, we like I had like just recently gotten sober, and you were like still kind of in the party phase.
I was in it, but that was kind of like not the tail end of it, but it was coming to an end. Like, now I can say that, but back then I didn't see an ending to it.
Yeah.
But like, you know, now where I'm at now, looking back, that was kind of like a quarter to the end of it.
Yeah.
A quarter way done.
Yeah, because you went to EDC multiple times, and like
just all the raves, all the clubs, just whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you know, when you move to a different town and you have that honeymoon phase.
Mm.
Like, I had that in San Diego originally when I first moved here. Chilled out for about a year, and then that honeymoon phase just came right back. And I was going harder than ever.
And now wait, you still smoke, yeah?
I smoke some weed before bed. You know, helps me go to sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes smoke a little too much. Eat a little too much at night.
Those midnight munchies.
Telling you, man. I'm telling you.
That's good though that you're not still doing all the craziness.
Mm-mm.
There's I mean, we used to talk about like, man, it would have been fun to party together. Like,
we talked about partying hard and how fun it would be, but at the same time, we both kept it very real with each other, and we were like, we're glad we met when we did in each other's lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like, I was coming to a tail end of it. We both had our stories to tell. We had stories for years, but when we met, we both, even though I didn't know it was coming towards the end of my time, we both talked about how much of a toll it takes on the body.
Right.
You know, we did talk about that.
Yeah, wears you out, man. Like, becomes work. Like, trying to like keep up with the partiers, you know?
I'm telling you, I remember I talked to you and I told you when I was ready to be done with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, this line just still stays with me till this day is, I love the way that it made me feel, because cocaine is a hell of a drug. If you've ever done it, it is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But I hated the person that it made me.
Right.
I love the way it made me feel, but I hated the person I was on it. Because I was an idiot.
Yeah.
I was a full-on retard. You know what I mean? But like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, so cool. I feel so good, bro. Like, but like, to the outside world, no.
Like, who's this jackass?
No. Like, going into 7-Eleven at 7 a.m. having not slept the whole morning with your eyes just cracked out with little boog of sugar coming out your nose. Can I get a pack of cigarettes, please? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? That's not a good look.
No.
That's not a good look.
I've done that more times than I can count.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like walking around like looking like a crackhead, or like going into 7-Eleven like same time, like 7 a.m. like, let me get a pack of cigarettes and a 6-pack of Bud Light. Because they just started selling beer again.
Yeah.
And you ran out at 3 a.m. and you're just like biding your time until you can go get more.
Like, you know, in your mind you're like, awesome, I got what I needed. But like, to the outside general public, they're all looking at you like, the fuck is wrong with you, man? Like, why do you look the way you do?
Oh, they know. They know.
Oh, they do. They do.
That's all right. So, you are still. Well, actually, you've been with your girlfriend for a while now, right?
I've known her for shit 10 plus years.
Okay.
We've been together for a little over a year and a half.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. You know, we have our ups and downs. We're both learning a lot about each other.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the hard part of like when you move in with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it's a big adjustment.
Mm-hmm. She was used to her getting her own space, and I'm being an only child. I'm super used to having my own area and just my own time. But the biggest, I would say the biggest issue would be just learning to know when to give each other space and to give each other that quality time you need together. You know what I mean? That's a little bit difficult.
Yeah.
It's a little difficult.
It's like you're walking on a tightrope. Like you gotta like figure out like how to balance everything.
Yeah.
Otherwise it just topples over.
It's like majority of the time she'll be very giggly and touchy feely, you know what I mean? And then it's like the one day she's not, it's like, what's wrong with you? or vice versa, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you know, we can do all the things, and then all of a sudden I just want to be quiet, play my game alone.
Yeah.
Are you mad at me? You know what I mean? And so it's just...
Oh, man. I remember when, because we started dating our significant others like right around the same time.
Yes, we did.
But yours was like, and they were both like weird, like initiations of relationships, because like
stupid weird.
Right, and they happened like relatively at the same time, because like my girlfriend, we met like through this crazy story where like I was working at this restaurant and like one of my managers was dating the general manager, but also had like a secret other girlfriend that nobody knew about, and neither of the girlfriends knew about. And it turns out that like that secret girlfriend is now my girlfriend. Like we met at my work, and like it's just a crazy story. But your girlfriend, she moved here from Seattle.
Yep.
And like just straight came here for you.
Yeah.
Which is that's commitment right there, bro.
But the only reason why is because we had known each other for 10 years and we were always really good friends. And I'm not saying like we kept in contact all the time, because we didn't.
Right.
But when I say close, I mean, let's say we hadn't talked for a year or so. Text, call, whatever.
Yeah.
Pick up a conversation like nothing had ever, no time had passed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there was a trust and a love and a friendship there.
Right.
So that, and she just really wasn't enjoying her time in Seattle and wasn't living her life to the fullest. So it just needed I said, why not just check it out, change the scenery? What's the worst that can hurt?
Yeah.
If you don't like it in the end, you can always just move back to Seattle. No big deal, no harm done. And, a year and a half later, she's still here. So,
hell yeah.
Good things.
Oh, man. Warms my heart.
Well, you and I both just talked about this, like, how are we both getting, like, similar, like, type girls, like how they grew up and what they're going through or whatever, like, around the same fucking time.
I know.
And we were both like kind of heartbroken at the same time too, like right before this happened, and then we got into relationships like I want to say like a month after we got our hearts broken, which is just the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I think well, mine was like, I don't know, probably like 4 months.
But it was like reopened recently.
Yeah, it had been reopened recently.
Yes.
So but I don't know, man. Things work out the way that they should work out,
Yeah, I believe that.
I think everything worked out for the best.
Yeah. Like I said, if there's one thing that this relationship has helped me with, because there are definitely a lot of downs, a lot of ups, but a lot of downs that are difficult and tough. But it definitely made me more of a man.
Yeah.
It made me more of a man. It helped me be able to kind of cope with things and just kind of learn about things I had never dealt with in my life before.
Mm-hmm.
So it just helped me grow.
Yeah.
Become a man. Grow.
Well, that's the point, right? Like, you should, like, you don't want a relationship where you're just going to stay where you're at and, like, who you are. Like, you want to be in a relationship that's going to help you grow.
Exactly.
That's, you know,
exactly.
That's, like, a huge point of being in a relationship is, like, you find somebody that, like, you can grow with
mm-hmm.
together.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, if you can find that, like, you lucked out.
Yeah. Definitely. 100% agree.
All right, so let's switch it up a little bit. So we were just talking outside before this about stock market and, like, how people are going crazy and blah, blah, blah. And I cut you off because I was like, let's talk about this on the podcast. So there's a lot of people, like, real scared right now. Like, they're either, like, trying to sell all their stocks because they don't want to lose any more money, or on the other end, there's, like, people that want to just buy everything while it's low. So, like, what's your take on this?
So I firmly believe that martial law will be set into place sooner than later, and you know, that's not everybody believes that. That's just what I believe personally. And I'm not like a stock genius or anything like that. I don't really know a whole lot about the stock market, but what I do know is that once martial law is set into place, everything's just going to be shut down. Everything. So, and I understand right now is a great time to be buying whatever stocks if you can. But once martial law set into place and everything's just shut down, your money's now just stuck.
Yeah.
It's kind of in limbo. Like, you're not going to lose your money, but it's just kind of in limbo. You're just kind of chilling there with it. So if you're a person that can afford to kind of put money aside and you don't need it right away, now's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
But what I would do personally, I would just wait about a month. Wait a month to see what the hell's going on with the world, because right now it's just chaos. So I would wait about a month just to kind of get a clearer picture of everything. And from there, you're still going to have great deals on stocks. You know, nothing's just going to all of a sudden just shoot up in a month. And as you know, in stocks, a month is literally nothing.
Well, but here's the flip side of that is, like, the whole stock market just plummeted in a month. So what's to say that it won't go back up in a month?
When's the last time you've seen the stock market plummet and in a month just shoot right back up like nothing had changed?
Well, I don't know. I don't really know anything about stocks. I was just trying to be like devil's advocate.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you know, somebody can remember 1979 it happened, but like in to my recent memory, no, like that hasn't happened. You know what I mean? Like, it may have. I didn't really do any research on this, but from anything I could think back on, you know, nothing like that has happened. So those great deals will still be there for you to buy, and you will still, and you know, and you'll have just a clearer picture and more clarity on what's going on.
Yeah.
You know,
that's, you know, it's a risk either way, right? Like, if you want to invest in the stock market, there's, like, you can do it now and, like, hope that it's going to work out, or you can wait and hope that it's going to work out. And, like, you don't know either way.
It's gambling.
So you just kind of, right? You just kind of have to, like, shoot your shot and, like, hope it works. And that's, you know, I put, like, a couple $100 in the stock market because I wasn't trying to go, like, all crazy with it right away, because I don't know a whole lot about it. So I want to, like, learn a little bit more about it first.
But you put a couple hundred in knowing that you still have money to fall back on.
Right. That was just, like, I was like, I'm going to put $200 in and we'll just, like, ease my way into it, you know?
You know, for those people who can't afford to put $200 in the stock market and you think, oh shit's real low, let me just buy, like, if you can't afford to do that,
don't do it.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because like we said at the beginning of this podcast, majority jobs are now just gone.
Right.
They're shut down.
Yeah.
There are a few employers still open, but you know, if you need that money to pay bills or buy groceries, by all means, I would wait that month to see what's going on and just hang on to that money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I'm more of the safer route guy.
Yeah.
That's why I say that. I'm the safer route guy.
Mm-hmm.
If you got it, please, by all means, spend it, man.
I'm kind of like, I go like both ways. Like I'm like risky sometimes and like real safe and conservative other times. I feel like I'm more safe than I am risk taker.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm like trying to get used to taking risks so that I can like become more well adjusted to that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm not like petrified with fear every time I want to like do something new. But with this, like with stocks and investments and stuff like that, like I have no experience. So like I'm not gonna like dive headfirst into like I'm gonna put $3,000 in this, you know, like I can't. Not yet. No. Maybe, but like.
Well, you have people that can help you out with that.
With what?
With the stocks.
Yeah, like I know people that could like teach me a little bit. Like my uncle who lives down the street, like he's he does like a little bit of day trading. He's got a lot of money in the stock market and he's like he's done well, you know. So like we've briefly discussed it like a few times over the years, but like not like to where he sits me down and like shows me, you know, the ins and outs of it, which like actually wouldn't be a bad idea to do now, you know. Like go talk to him and be like, hey bro, what's up?
Like I know we're not supposed to be this close to each other, but we're family. Is it cool if I come over?
So are we 6 feet apart, bro?
Absolutely not. Kids,
don't be like
do not do this at home. Please stay at your houses and just
I am
distance yourself. I invaded Nick's distance.
It's crazy though. So my buddy, he works at a hospital in the ER.
Oh shit.
And he like was exposed to the virus, but like he didn't contract it. He was just like got exposed to it because he works in the ER, you know.
Let me ask you this, Nick. How many people that you know that you like talk to? I'm not talking about my mama's aunties, uncles, sisters, mom's brother. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people you talk to regularly. How many people that you talk to have this coronavirus?
No one.
And yet on the news they just come out with these random ass numbers more and more. I don't understand it. And like everyone,
you think it's fabrication?
I mean, if you know me, I've kind of dug into a few rabbit holes here. So.
Do you still listen to your conspiracy theory podcast?
Absolutely. Now is like the best time to listen to the conspiracy.
For sure.
Now is like the best time.
Who's benefiting? Who's pulling the strings?
So right now, a big one is Trump is kind of he wants the people to stay inside and stay at home to get rid of all the Hollywood pet pedos and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
There was this article that my buddy sent me about like all these like CEOs they're
all stepping down all of a sudden. Yeah. And what like the people that are contracting this coronavirus legit, like, because I don't know any people and everyone I talk to doesn't know anybody, but they all know the celebrities and the rich people, like the Harvey Weinsteins and the Tom Hankses and all those guys, like
Kevin Durant,
yeah, like they know that they have it, but you know, those are just like that's all I really know. I don't know any regular Joe Schmo that has it or has contracted it.
My brother, because my brother and sister-in-law are in Seattle, and that's like a hot spot for it. And my brother was in Bangkok in February.
Oh shit.
And then to fly home had to travel to South Korea.
Oh no.
And they were like, do not leave the airport. Like,
no. What?
And yeah, man, this is in February. So like
that's not good.
They came back, they're fine, you know, but like he's been working at home for like a month.
Yeah.
And it's like madness up there from what I understand.
Well, my friend is the manager of a big club up there, Q nightclub, downtown Seattle. You know, it's like the biggest club in Seattle now, and we were talking. I want to say like a month ago. He was telling me there were like 2 bars and 3 restaurants that shut down that were right next to the club, and the club had to shut down. Like they had a big name DJ, like a big like EDC headliner type DJ that was going to play there. No, oh, it was Mallah. If any of you that know the EDM world, it was Mallah. He was
That's
supposed
another
to
rabbit
play.
hole Jesse goes down.
The EDM rabbit hole with
That's
lasers.
Right.
But yeah, so like Mallah, I guess I want to say he had like 700 tickets sold. Boom, show canceled. Like
Yeah, they canceled Stagecoach.
Yeah,
And
Beyond Wonderland.
And
rave.
I was supposed to do a Spartan race in April.
Really?
Yeah, and that got canceled. But they gave us like the option to like sign up for any other Spartan race in the next year. So
that's the thing that sucks though. Like, you wonder what these big companies did with your money, because all these big things that shut down, they're not giving refunds. They're just saying you can go back for free next year.
I believe for like Stagecoach they gave refunds. What was the other one?
I know Ultra in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
They did not give refunds. They said you can come back next year. But for all the people that don't live in Miami and had hotels,
right,
plane tickets, like no, like
you're out.
You're done.
Yeah.
You know, like I actually had a couple friends that lost out on that opportunity. So
okay, so I want to go back on this conspiracy theory.
Okay.
Keep going with that.
I
so
mean,
all the famous people, you don't know anybody like personally that has it. It doesn't seem like, and that could be just because by luck we don't know anybody that has it, or it could be getting blown up because they want it to get blown up.
I think they wanted to get blown up because. So this is just what I'm hearing from the podcast. I believe some, I don't believe all.
Right.
I believe some, I don't believe all, but anytime, according to what I've been reading and looking up and all this stuff, like anytime any of these big name Hollywood pedos are on the verge of getting taken into custody or what have you, a major disaster strikes America. Like, if you really like look into the Hollywood or the Las Vegas shooting at Life is Beautiful or some country fest or something
like that.
Like, if you really believe one man did all that damage and carried all those guns and did all, I mean, even though all reports say there were more than one shooter, but they just caught that one guy, like, just some disaster tends to strike before they get caught up in this mess. So with this COVID-19 thing, with everyone staying at home, there's really no chance they don't want disaster to strike. They don't want a Sandy Hook shooting. They don't want a Life is Beautiful shooting. You know what I mean? They don't want anything like that to happen. They want everyone to be indoors, and really they want to get martial law going just to make sure there's peace and all that. I mean, you can think FEMA wants to attack us. That's another rabbit hole you can go down. I don't believe that though. But
who wants to attack us?
Our military.
Oh. I was like,
that's another rabbit hole.
Oh. Okay.
That's another rabbit hole. Not FEMA, excuse me.
Oh man. I mean, I'm like, I feel like I'm like a healthy level of skeptical, Like,
yeah.
I don't like blindly believe like all the craziness that's on the news, and obviously there's got to be some truth to it, but
yeah,
I think that there's more at play.
Well, you know the saying, where there's smoke there's fire. Like, there was
what's the fire?
That's what everyone wants to know.
Because I don't think that the virus is the fire.
No, I honestly, that's why I'm saying, like, us average Joes, everyone I've talked to.
I mean,
I've talked to at least 30 people.
And bro, and you work at Costco.
Yeah.
And nobody at Costco's been sick yet?
No.
400 employees at Costco in Mission Valley, the busiest Costco.
Not a single one.
Nobody. This whole time.
Not at my store, but I did hear that some corporate lady that works for Costco corporate got it and passed away, but she was also part of Costco travel. So she was flying all over the world and doing all of that. But again, I don't know her.
Yeah.
And everyone I've talked to about it says, I heard something about it, but I don't know who she is. You know, so again, like, everyone I ask that question to, I always ask, people that you know that you talk to, does anybody you know have it? Or do they know anybody that has it? And the answer is always no. It's only the celebs and super rich people.
Yeah. Yeah, man, my buddy that works at the hospital, he was like, you know, we've seen like a couple cases. This is like a week and a half ago I hung out with him. A week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Week and a half ago. And I was like, yeah, you know, we've seen a couple cases, a few cases, but nothing like of crazy magnitude, you know.
Yeah, not that bad, right?
I mean,
from
my sources,
from your sources.
Yeah.
But it's like every day I hear the number in San Diego going. I think like yesterday it was like 1,800 people in San Diego
San Diego
have contracted it. Like,
wow.
And that number just keeps going up, and I'm like, well, I mean, again, I'm not asking like the broadest. I'm not going around hitting every town in San Diego asking who has it, but I've talked to at least 30 people, and all 30 say nope, we're good on my end.
Well, what's the degrees of separation, right? Like there's like between you and some random person, like there's like degrees of separation between you and these people. So like, how many degrees separated until you find somebody? Because it seems like it's gonna be a lot.
I feel like at this point I've been talking to just the regular Joe Schmo, you know, regular workers just like me, but I don't know, maybe if I go to La Jolla, I'll have a better chance of somebody saying yes.
With the rich.
That's where the rich and powerful people in San Diego live.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe I'll go talk to Mitt Romney.
They well, La Jolla is like one of the richest cities in the country.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because it's so close to TJ, which is like the most dangerous city in the world.
Right?
Like 30 minutes away, if that.
Man. But I mean, the rich and powerful always use those, you know, those kind of grimy areas to kind of make money off that shit.
Yeah, and they gotta like perk themselves up a little bit, you know.
You know what I mean?
Not a bad plan. It's working for them.
Yeah, good for them. Good for them. I mean, if you can do some of the shit that I think that they've done and still sleep at night, more power to you.
I know. I want to start listening to this conspiracy theory podcast, bro.
Do you really?
I do. I'm gonna check it out.
It's called the No Mercy podcast with Tommy G. It started out as a fantasy like football podcast, but the guy Tommy G was like a huge conspiracy guy, so he turned that into just all conspiracy theory.
He didn't make a new podcast. He just like transitioned into.
Yeah, he was just like he literally was like, if you guys want to listen to the fantasy football podcast, you guys now have to sign up for it. You gotta pay on Guru Elite, whatever it is. So you gotta go pay for that because that, you know, he makes a shitload of money gambling and fantasy football, whatever.
Yeah.
He makes a shitload of money on that. So you pay, you can get that, but the Conspiracy Theory No Mercy podcast it's free for download.
I'm gonna check that out.
It's kind of fun too, cause like these guys are just like a bunch of dudes. Like a couple episodes ago, they had a coronavirus draft. They drafted a bunch of celebrities and high-level CEOs to see who would get contracted, and like, I'm not gonna lie, like before all this news came out, like Oprah got drafted, Tom Hanks got drafted, and I'm like, holy shit. Like you
what
guys,
are the chances?
Like you guys drafted these guys like by name, and a week later it's like, holy shit, like
they got it.
people forgot, like, this past weekend, Oprah was like trending, was like the number one trending name on Twitter for being like a child rapist and like helping, like.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Yeah,
I don't
it
have
was,
Twitter, man. I'm out of the loop.
it was fucking nuts. It was fucking nuts.
Damn. I'm just like, I'm like trying to like think of all this,
like,
you know, like it's hard to.
I'm telling you, man, like, if there's a lot of free time on your hands now, so if you want to go down these rabbit holes, like, you will definitely just want to keep reading and reading and reading. Like, it's fucking nuts. Like, again, I don't believe everything.
Right, you gotta like take it with a grain of salt and like.
But like some of the shit you see, it's like, holy shit! Like, Tom Hanks is like one of the biggest pedophiles. I never would have guessed it. I loved Woody in Toy Story. You know, like, I love Tom Hanks.
Oh man, I loved Woody. Woody was a good character, man.
He was my favorite.
Yeah, probably my favorite too. I like Buzz Lightyear, like to infinity and beyond, you know, but Woody, man, the cowboy.
He's the original, the OG.
OG, triple OG, you know?
You know? Yeah. I was always a Woody guy. Always.
All right, man. Let's wrap this up. Trying to have you back on here in like a month, though. We could discuss.
I feel like this is probably just like the most disorganized podcast you've had, because every other pod has been like super on point, very like uplifting, but like with you and I, we just went on like.
Yeah,
talked about like a bunch of different topics about just the randomest shit at the random times. But that's the thing
is like, there's a lot going on right now, bro, and I haven't had anybody on here. For one, because I had a feeling you were still listening to the Conspiracy Theory podcast, so I wanted to get your view on it.
Always.
You know? But yeah, if you're down to come back out, we could like do this again in like a month, and we'll see where the world is at.
I'm down. Hey, we can come back on a month and see where the stock market is at as well.
Oh, predicting the future, are we?
I'm telling you.
It could happen.
The deals will still be there, I promise.
All right, my friends, we're out. Stay safe. Martial law is coming, according to Jesse.
Social distancing.
He got a note. He got a letter from the warehouse manager at Costco.
That's the only reason why I think it's coming sooner than later. I thought martial law would come into play this past weekend. It didn't. I thought, okay, we're chill.
How long have you had that letter?
They just gave it to us today.
Okay.
So, but like, there's nothing on the news about martial law coming into play.
Mm-hmm.
But a big ass company that's still open like Costco just is gonna take all this time and do all that work to print out, to do everything that they just did to hand out passes to every single employee. Think about all the Costco's you know. Every single Costco employee that's still working got that free pass.
This letter says like, show this to any police officers or National Guard to allow passage while commuting.
Yeah, like,
because they're expecting there to be like checkpoints and like it's gonna be illegal to go anywhere. This is what this letter that you guys implying.
Yeah. So I mean that tells me that,
And I saw the letter, guys, it's not a conspiracy.
Costco knows a lot more than I do. They just know a lot more than I do, and for it to just come out of the blue today, like,
they know something's up.
I'm telling you, like, read between the lines. So,
Interesting. Well, maybe we might have to wait more than a month if they put us on lockdown.
Yeah,
We'll find a way. Just use your pass, bro, and drive down here.
Lawbreakers.
Like, I'm going to work.
I'm going to work.
Just
I thought Costco was that way. I'm going to go to La Mesa.
They're transferring me to a different location, sorry.
But I'm going to, like, cut through some neighborhoods to get to La Mesa.
Yeah, take the back streets, bro, for sure.
Have to. This Tommy Drive goes right to La Mesa Costco.
It does, yeah, I swear. Oh, all right, man. This is fun, dude.
It was good.
Good kicking it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
All right, peeps. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.